So, for those of you who are inquiring right now about the microwaving of our planet, I want to let you in on the research that I did. Um, about a year ago, or actually a bit longer, I was doing research because I wanted to bring a line of clothing and blankets for EMF protection. And I ordered some samples from my manufacturer, and I'll tell you what I discovered. So, I myself am extremely sensitive to energy, and I can feel it piercing my body. There's no coincidence that I decided to do this because I needed serious help myself. So, I ended up buying this really pretty blanket from my manufacturer, and this is silver. This is 99.9 silver fabric. And um, I'll tell you the first research that I did. So, what I started doing, because when I held my phone, when you hold your phone and you're working on it, the antenna, which is where the mouthpiece is pointing straight at our thorax, at our torso, and I could literally feel the EMFs in my wherever it was pointing. I could literally feel it, which made me really uncomfortable and unhappy. So I started testing it before I placed a big order. And what I did is I folded this material in four, like this. So now I have 4 layers of silver. And because when I tried 1 layer, it did nothing. Then I did 2 layers, nothing. And then I ended up doing 4 layers, covering all of my torso. And I could still feel it. So then I had some EMF rocks. So these are the famous EMF rocks, and which I have one of these bags in the corner of my bed. And so I would put these 4 layers, these EMF rocks, and then my phone over that, and as far as possible. And I still could feel it, but a lot less. But I could still feel it. And then you will ask, well, why can I still feel it? You have 4 layers of silver that are 99.9% fabric. And then you have this. Like, why? And I don't have the answer to this, but I can tell you that I do know that our products, EMF Fortress, uses a full cage. And a full cage can only be accomplished by a coating that is copper and nickel, okay? So only copper and nickel does a full cage. Not even all copper. Has to be copper and nickel. It's a higher percentage copper and a much lower percentage nickel. But the issue is that nickel, there's a small percentage of the population that is allergic to nickel. I happen to be one of them. If I handle the inside of the full cage too much, then I start getting just a slightly bit, sort of like an itchiness or a sensitivity to the nickel. That's all that happens. But still, anything that your body is not fully friendly with, you shouldn't be messing with too much. So because of that reason, they don't make clothing with copper nickel, because it's not ideal to be next to the skin. It's perfectly safe. Like, I use my bags all the time, but I'm not wearing them. So there's a big difference between touching something, that like a lot of people can touch aluminum foil and be okay with it and not feel anything, but it's really not doing you good to handle it a lot, right? So anyway, you can safely touch a full cage, but you shouldn't wear a full cage. And so this is why companies are doing silver, because silver is, I don't know of anyone allergic to silver. It is in the body. And so for that reason, I actually did a little bit of research as well on all the clothing, and I got a hoodie, and with the silver lining and a hat. And again, I could still feel it going through. So I decided to go against it, just because I feel like if I wouldn't wear something, then I don't want to rip people off. Like I don't want to sell something that I don't feel like is really, really solving the problem. So what I ended up doing is I ended up improvising, and I grabbed, these are the liners this is the iPad liner, and then this is the laptop liner, which are very inexpensive for the amount of Faraday cage that is in it. And so what I ended up doing is, instead of putting the 4 layers of the silver blanket plus the Faraday, which is what I did for a long time before I got the little light bulb in my head saying, hey, this is about the same size as the blanket folded in 4. So, and if you want to be extra careful, you just put 2 on top of you. So say if I'm sitting down, then I put this on top of my torso. This just about covers all of my torso. You can get the dimensions on the website under the description. And you go, to find these, you go on emffortress.com. Then you go on categories, and I think it's called under ultra fine Faraday liners. I will put it on the captions below. I'll put the link so that you can actually see where exactly it is. But these are very inexpensive. So you can put this just when you're working with your phone. Now, as far as clothing goes, I can place an order for all of you who may want hoodies. I can put pictures of the things I can get, and I can place an order. It would take about probably a good month to get done, and then I can have this made for you a lot more inexpensively than what is in the market. You can expect to pay about half the price, and it would get this 99.99 silver, and in the hats as well. You could choose doing this, or I don't know about the brands really, because I already know this is 99.9, so it's not going to get better than that as far as the clothing lines go. And so I figured that I know that most of the attack comes when you're using your cell phone. Obviously, when the cell phone is in a Fortress bag, you're not going to get any attack. But when you're using it is when you're getting most of the attack. I feel that as far as clothing goes, I feel like, the body has to upgrade and get used to it, because there is no way out of this. When you're outdoors, the body has to upgrade. And part of the electric attack has also a lot to do with the solar flares. And the best way to fight the solar flares is really to befriend the sun. By going out into the sun, you're going to be getting a lot of upgrades in your body. And so you can't, if you can't fight them, join them, right? You have to your body needs to become resilient to something that's going to last quite a while. And so I personally don't use clothing, but who knows? Maybe if things are going to get worse and worse, I will feel like I need to make clothing like that. Now I can also make a custom order. It would have to be a little bit larger, but I can make a stainless steel Faraday cage that will work just as well in the clothing line. I was actually looking into it, and that will be 100% friendly to the body. So it'll be just as soft. It'll be 100% friendly to the body, unlike the nickel. The problem is not the copper, it's the nickel. And you do need the copper nickel to have a full cage on the clothing. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can write to me here in the Telegram feed at EMF Fortress, or in the comments at YouTube, or on the website. You can contact me on the website. And if you want to talk about placing an order for clothing or getting quotes for clothing, the price is going to change depending on how many people order. Because the more people that order, the cheaper it will be, and it's going to take a month for it to get to me. So let me know your thoughts, and I hope this helps on protecting your body while you're using your phone, because then obviously these are the ones that we use a lot for the around the house. And then of course we have the purses and the backpacks for when you go outside to protect your phone with. Then the pen is a big deal to protect yourself from the electricity when you touch the phone. I always use this pen that needs to be wood. If it's not wood, the pens that are sold out there are aluminum, painted aluminum. They look like plastic, but they're actually painted aluminum. Only wood is a complete isolator. So I'm really careful about this. I have like a pen in every room in my house because I don't want to be walking around. Luckily my house is not that big, so it's not a big deal. But so yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I really hope this helps.